What if you could earn a home by volunteering? Imagine a world where your dedication to serving your community could reward you with a roof over your head. The exorbitant rent and utility costs can eat up an entire month's worth of paychecks for average-earning citizens. This raises the question, why is such a fundamental requirement so expensive? In some cities, rent can be as high as $4,000 per month for a basic apartment. It's impossible to make economic progress when the majority of one's income goes towards keeping a roof over their head. The average American citizen earns approximately $50,000, and that's assuming they have a decent-paying job. If their rent is $2,000 per month, they can expect to spend nearly half of their salary solely on rent. It's my unwavering belief that anyone who works a full-time job should not have to struggle to afford basic necessities. The L.O.V Village housing initiative aims to tackle the housing crisis that plagues many hard-working Americans. We believe that everyone deserves a safe, affordable, and comfortable place to call home, regardless of income level. Our initiative provides low-cost housing options that cater to the financial needs of struggling families. So, how does it work? This initiative is fueled by various fundraisers and donations. These funds are then used for the purchase and renovation of residential properties. The properties are then made available for lease with an option to buy, exclusively to volunteers of the L.O.V Project in exchange for community service hours. The rental fees that occupants must pay each month are not to gain a profit. These payments go directly towards purchasing and renovating future properties for other volunteers, creating a cycle of giving and receiving. It's crucial to make payments on time, as late fees can result in being moved backwards on the waiting list. There's no requirement for volunteers to stay on the property for a fixed amount of time. If they decide to move, the property is awarded to the next volunteer who has earned their eligibility. The L.O.V Project will hold the deed to the property until the volunteer has paid the full cost of the house. This ensures that the cycle of giving continues, providing more volunteers with the opportunity to find a home. You must first become a registered volunteer with the L.O.V Project by going to lovproject.org to apply for an active volunteer status. Anyone who is interested in this program must commit to paying $100 per month, broken down into 4 weekly payments of $25 per week. The fees that are paid prior to the volunteer's placement in housing will be applied to the overall cost of the property. Volunteers must provide 170 hours of actual property rehabilitation, 10K all-purpose community service points, recycling, voting, social media contributions, to become eligible for housing placement. Volunteers must be actively donating to our recycling initiative, and will have to accumulate a minimum of 7K recycling points to become eligible for housing. Volunteers who are seeking any assistance from the L.O.V Project will be required to participate in our community think tank discussions via Facebook, Instagram at Legion of Volunteers, or tune into our L.O.V Project podcast on Podbean to stay up to date on available properties, work assignments, and all things relative to the L.O.V Project. To become eligible for housing placement, each volunteer must accumulate a minimum of 100 platform contribution credits. A contribution credit is earned every time a volunteer makes a relative and productive comment in response to the podcast host or on any L.O.V Project social media platform. Credits are also earned from sharing L.O.V Project content. Volunteers can apply for this program by going to lovproject.org, clicking on the L.O.V Village Housing Initiative, and submitting an application. Newly acquired property will be posted on our social media platforms for eligible volunteers to express interest. Our organization maintains a waiting list for housing placement, but unlike housing programs, the order in which volunteers are added to the list does not necessarily determine how long they will have to wait for housing. Our goal is to provide quality, affordable housing to volunteers within 18 months, and this timing depends on several factors: the number of properties our organization can purchase at any given time, the volunteer's performance in terms of accumulating community service points, the volunteer's ability to make monthly payments on time. By considering these factors, we strive to ensure that all volunteers have an equal opportunity to obtain housing placement within a reasonable time frame. The L.O.V Village Housing Initiative is a game-changing program with a noble mission to ensure that every person, especially the homeless, has access to a safe and secure place to call home. We are passionate about making a positive difference in the lives of those less fortunate, and are committed to investing our financial resources in purchasing and rehabilitating properties that will be made available to our dedicated volunteers. Our program is unique in that it provides an opportunity for volunteers who demonstrate a deep commitment to serving their community through their volunteer work to earn a quality, affordable home in less than 18 months. By enrolling in the L.O.V Village housing initiative, our volunteers can quickly become homeowners and have a place to call their own. We believe that everyone deserves a chance to succeed, and our housing initiative is a step in the right direction toward achieving that goal. We encourage those who share our passion for giving back to their communities to join us in this noble cause. Together we can make a difference in the lives of those who need it the most.